Graham's margin of safety is a simple suggestion that we don't need to view the world in front of us as black or white, predictable or a crapshoot. The gray area, pursuing things where a range of potential outcomes are acceptable, is the smart way to proceed. But people underestimate the need for room for error in almost everything they do that involves money. Stock analysts give their clients price targets, not price ranges. Economic forecasters predict things with precise figures, rarely broad probabilities. The pundit who speaks in unshakable certainties will gain a larger following than the one who says we can't know for sure and speaks in probabilities. We do this in all kinds of financial endeavors, especially those related to our own decisions. Harvard psychologist Max Bazerman once showed us that when analyzing other people's home renovation plans, most people estimate the project will run between 25% and 50% over budget. But when it comes to their own projects, people estimate that renovations will be completed on time and at budget. Oh, the eventual disappointment. Two things cause us to avoid room for error. One is the idea that somebody must know what the future holds, driven by the uncomfortable feeling that comes from admitting the opposite. The second is that you're therefore doing yourself harm by not taking actions that fully exploit an accurate view of the future coming true. But room for error is underappreciated and misunderstood. It's often viewed as a conservative hedge used by those who don't want to take much risk or aren't confident in their views, but when used appropriately, it's quite the opposite. Room for error lets you endure a range of potential outcomes, and endurance lets you stick around long enough to let the odds benefiting from a low probability outcome fall in your favor. The biggest gains occur infrequently, either because they don't happen often or because they take time to compound. So, the person with enough room for error in part of this strategy cash to let them endure hardship in another stocks has an edge over the person who gets wiped out, game over, insert more tokens when they are wrong. Bill Gates understood this well. When Microsoft was a young company, he said he came up with this incredibly conservative approach that I wanted to have enough money in the bank to pay a year's worth of payroll, even when we didn't get any payments coming in. Warren Buffett expressed a similar idea when he told Berkshire Hathaway shareholders in 2008, I have pledged to you, the rating agencies, and myself to always run Berkshire with more than ample cash when forced to choose. I will not trade even a night's sleep for the chance of extra profits. There are few specific places for investors to think about room for error. One is volatility. Can you survive your assets declining by 30%? On a spreadsheet, maybe yes. In terms of actually paying your bills and staying cash flow positive, but what about mentally? It is easy to underestimate what a 30% decline does to your psyche. Your confidence may become shot at the very moment opportunity is at its highest. You or your spouse may decide it's time for a new plan or a new career. I know several investors who quit after losses because they were exhausted. Physically exhausted, spreadsheets are good at telling you when the numbers do or don't add up. They're not good at modeling how you'll feel when you tuck your kids in at night wondering if the investment decisions you've made were a mistake that will hurt their future.